Okay, so the bass is very strong here. Let's take a look inside the subwoofer. It's an under-seat car subwoofer. Yes, one of those that you can hide it easy, you don't see it, but it's there and it's shaking the car, especially if you're into that. And hopefully it fits under my seats. Because you know how Mercedes built stuff. Everything you need is right here, so you don't need to go anywhere. Then we have the connector to the battery and one to the audio out in the car. Out and in, of course, the audio channels. And yes, it has an inline fuse. I like that. You must always have an inline fuse. And then we have the connector itself that you can put somewhere in the cabin. That's your volume. Yes, it connects with one of those like a phone jack thingies to the sub itself. And then we have the sub. Well, what else is... Oh yeah, the remote right here. And let me pull the sub out. Oh, this thing looks good. Okay. Whoa, this thing is built. The whole body is metal. I am a big fan of these flat subs. These are always interesting to me because they don't take a lot of space, but the vibration from them is look at this thing. Okay, here are your connectors, which is quite easy. You have the phase that you can change it 10 degrees, 0 degrees, or 180 degrees. On and off your mains power, low pass filter, boost, and gain input. And then you have the remote control, this thingy that I told you right here, that you literally just plug it here after you're done installing, and you can command the whole sound and all that stuff. And then you have the RCA right and left. You have a fuse right here, 25 amps looks to be. Yep. And then you have the mains right here, which is your power, 12 volts, ground, and remote. And that is it. I mean, cannot get any easier than that. You have the screws on this side, release them in just a little bit, plug the cable, and you are ready to go. These are really easy to install. There's nothing super hard about them. But there's one more thing you need to know here on the bottom. These are not for nothing. As you see, there are some pre-drilled holes, right? Well, we should have them, yep, right here. These are brackets. If you want to do it that way, depending on your car, you can put it on the sides too. It's not mandatory. Or if you have the place in your car, here are your brackets. So they go in right here. You put the two screws that are right here on it, and now you have it with brackets. My car does not have that, unfortunately, but we'll find a way. I'm really a big fan of these kind of things. Even though Mercedes, they're pretty good on pre-installed subwoofers. Mine has one on the back of the car, but it's not as powerful as this one. That's 100% no, it's not as powerful. And besides that, just one thing, of course, never input low level and high level at once. Just keep that in mind. And I almost forgot, you have the green power LED here when it's turned on, and you have the protected mode, meaning usually protect. It should not go in protect unless you really overpower it. But if it goes in protect, most of the time means you need to check the fuse. That's most of the time. If it keeps just clipping on protect, that means you're going too high. Lower the boost. That's all you need to do. And besides that, well, there's nothing on the sides, nothing on the front top. It is just one piece of metal, and it's a little bit heavy. Oh yeah, this is going to sound good, I'm telling you right now, because the vibration it's producing here is really good. Well, let's go and, well, let's hope it fits under my car seat. And so we can even see the LEDs that are around here. Yes, there's LEDs actually coming from around here. Let's go do this. And when you're all done, you should be looking at this. So this one goes to the battery. This one goes to the ground. In my case, I have a little thingy right there that I'm gonna bolt it to make sure it contacts the ground. And this here, REM remote. This is usually in most cars, when you see on the back of your stereo, you'll see a place called signal. That's what this is. It's that signal. So it turns on and off the whole unit when you turn off the radio. And these are your inputs here, right and left. And this is our volume controller, this one right here. Put it wherever you need to put it. And besides that, of course, you can check with the other knobs if you need to. I'm not going to. I'm gonna leave them at normal. And that's it. If you put it on this setting, down means it's just off. If you put it up on position, it will auto power on and off. And besides that, I'm gonna connect it and throw it under that seat right there. That's it. And that's how it looks. Really cool. I'm gonna hide the cables later, but oh yeah, look at the LED lights. Nice. And here we have the remote. So you have the lights going on. You can dim it actually too. Look at that. Or even turn it off if you want to. And here we are. There's a party going on here. And it's not even at max. Look at that. The camera is not catching good the movement, but it's actually vibrating. If I place my hand on it, you can feel it. But I didn't crank the volume on max because, you know, I'm not trying to make the neighbors run away. But look at this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one under the seat. The whole car is literally shaking. The entire car.